48 students that have chosen to use their knowledge, skills, and certifications that they have received here at the Career Academy to enter the workforce right after graduation. Many of these students are already working with the companies that they are signing with today, and we are very proud of them and their accomplishments. We started this signing day event in 2019. We were able to do it again here this year after taking a year off due to the pandemic. We know that the school year has been a difficult year for everyone in education, but we've made it. 5 days left. We know that it wouldn't be possible without our instructors, the parents, so we appreciate all of their support in this effort as well. So without further ado, we're going to start to recognize the 48 seniors and the companies that they are going to be working for as they start their careers. So would Group 1 auto students and their companies come forth?
So first we have Sean Archer of Bishop Dwenger High School. His employer is O'Daniel Jeep, with the supervisor being Justin Reynolds. Second, we have Denver Argerbright of Northrop High School. His employer is Don Ayers Honda, with Kevin Capelli and Doug Settle. Third, we have Corbin Ellenberger. So if you're here, go ahead and come forward. So I don't know if any of those first couple guys are here. Go ahead and come forward. You'll find your certificate with your name on it, and you'll come to that table. We have Corbin Ellenberger of Carroll High School. His employer is Summit City Chevrolet with Tom Charles. We have Tanner Elliott with Northrop High School. His employer is Parish Leasing with Ken Steck. We have Charles McClurg of Northrop High School. His employer is Don Ayers Honda with Ken Capelli and Doug Settle. And we have Ethan Rethlake of Northrop High School. His employer is O'Daniel Ford with Dan Garman and Randy Powell. At this time, we'd also invite, if parents would like to come up and take a picture or stand with their kid, you're more than welcome to. At this time, Group 1, go ahead and sign your commitment. Okay, let's go ahead and give our automotive students a round of applause. Up next, we have our construction trades group, alphabet A through M. Our first student is Angela Carbajal of Northside High School. Her employer is Wiegand Construction with Jade Painter. Ethan Dalton of Homestead High School. His employer is Fort Wayne Community Schools with Chris Roberts and Steve Smethers. Third, we have Brandon Hamilton of Concordia High School. His employer is Dutch Made Cabinets with David Corris. We have Cameron Keller of Carroll High School. His employer is Keller Development with Jerry Keller Sr. And lastly, we have Reese Keplinger of Snyder High School. His employer is Shambaugh and Sons. This is our first construction trades group. At this time, go ahead. Oh, we'll wait for. Now, at this time, go ahead and sign your commitment. Awesome. Congratulations to our first construction trades group. Our second construction trades group consists of the alphabet N through Y. Our first student is Orlando Nino of Snyder High School. His employer is Fort Wayne Community Schools with Chris Roberts and Steve Smethers. Our next student is Jonathan Rivera of Southside High School. His employer is Fort Wayne Community Schools with Chris Roberts and Steve Smethers. Our next student is Carter Thomas of Homestead High School. His employer is Streebig Construction with Randy Streebig. We have Kayla Williams of New Haven High School. Her employer is the Carpentries Union in Hagerman, and her supervisor is Kyle Gresham. Lastly, with this group, we have Colin Yeater of Woodland High School. His employer is Lawrence Contracting with Adam Lawrence. At this time, go ahead and sign your commitment of intent. Let's give our second construction group a round of applause. Our next group is students from our construction trades electrical program. Our first student is Jackson Jacobs from Bishop Dwenger High School. His employer is HMH Custom Remodeling with Ben Hyde. Our next student is Kevin Johnson of Northside High School. His employer is Shambaugh and Sons with Alan Stein. Our next student is Lyndon Oliver with Homestead High School. His employer is Henry Electric with Josh Bates. Our next student is Danny Tobin of Bishop Dwenger High School. His employer is Blue Apple Electric with AJ Piet. Our last student in our electrical group is Jacob Wunderlich of Snyder High School. His employer is Felger Electrical with John Hirely.
With this group, we also have a special recognition. One of our students has received the Pat Anthus Achievement Scholarship Award, and that award goes to Jacob Wunderlich. Congratulations. Jacob has received a $500 scholarship that he can use to purchase tools or whatever he needs as he starts his career. So congratulations.
At this time, go ahead and sign your commitment to intent. Let's go ahead and give our electrical students a round of applause.
Our fifth group consists of masonry and HVAC students. First, Thomas Adams from Snyder High School with the employer Tile Interiors and supervisor Bill Dutton. Next up is Hayden Bile from Carroll High School with Polypro Concrete Coating and Steve Gasking. Next up is Mac Gleave from Concordia High School with Gleave Construction and Adam Gleave as the supervisor. Next up is Miguel Gripolis from Northside High School and Carter Lumber with supervisor Jamie Strevant. Next up is Landon Ratz from Homestead High School with WMI Wagner Manor LLC and Jeremy Bowersox. And last in this group, Alex Staples from Wayne High School with the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers Union in Glen Head. At this time, you can sign your certificate of intent. Congratulations to our masonry and HVAC students. Our sixth group consists of early childhood education and welding students. First up, Olivia Dowell from Northrop High School. Company is Crescent Avenue Weekday School with supervisors Pastor Mark Gaw and Rita Beiswinger. Also with Crescent Avenue Weekday School is Ethan Gaudette. Next up is Toa Kwa from Northside High School with Ottenweller Company and David Ottenweller as a supervisor. Next is Samuel Heller from Southside High School, who will be working at Advanced Machine and Tool with Supervisor John Y. And last in this group is Colton Smith from Leo High School, working at Braylon Laser Services with Bill Korshid. We do have another student that would represent this group, but he is doing some testing today. That is Slate Edwards, and he is going to be working at SDI. At this time, you can go ahead and sign your certificate of intent. Congratulations to our early childhood education and welding students. Our seventh group of signees represents our health services field. First up, Zoe Dickinson from Carroll High School, who will be working at sedation dentistry with Dr. David Painter. Next up is Abigail Pio from Northrop High School, who will be working at Lutheran Life Villages on Coldwater Road with Supervisor Dana Roach. Next up is Morgan Stewart from Carroll High School, who will be working at Silver Birch Assisted Living. The supervisor is Angela. And last in this group is Dorothea Weilman from Northrop High School, who will be working at Park Place with Betty George. Zoe, you can go ahead and sign your certificate of intent. Congratulations to all of our health services students. I believe the other three were working this morning. That's why they are not here.
You keep that.
Our next group has representatives from public safety and the military. First up, Katie Atkinson from Northrop High School, who is working at New Haven Fire Department with Josh Hale, who is the chief. One thing I'll say about Katie is she always has a nice escort with her. When she came to National Technical Honor Society, they brought the fire truck. I'm sure they brought the fire truck again today. Next up, Brian Fan from Northrop High School, working at the Washington Township Fire Department with Chief Brian Gillette. Next up is Hunter Bailey from Leo High School, who will be going to the Army National Guard. Next up is Ben Boffer from Northside High School, who is signing with the Army. Congratulations, and you can sign your certificate of intent. Congratulations. Last group of students that we would like to pay recognition to are students that are still going into the military. Darius Fanroy from Snyder High School will be going into the Army. Sadie Gerber from Carroll High School, who's going into the Army National Guard. Mariah Malagon from Northrop High School, who's going into the Air Force. Yasmin Martinez from Northrop High School, who is signing with the Navy. And Christine Snyder from Woodland High School, who's going to the Air Force. Congratulations, and you can go ahead and sign your certificate of intent. To the last two groups, thank you for your service that you'll be giving to our country. Congratulations. Before we close today, I would like to take time to thank the parents, the Career Academy staff, and our business partners for giving these students the opportunity to pursue their career field that they will be working in. Most importantly, parents, thank you. Thank you for trusting us to give them the skills and the knowledge that they need to be productive citizens in the future. You've done a great job with them, and I wish them the best of luck. Without all of you, none of this is possible. So please help me to give all of the students one more round of applause as we wish them luck in their careers. Together, we are preparing students to be responsible and productive citizens in Allen County and Northeast Indiana. As you can see, by the 48 students that we recognize today, each of those fall into what we're going to call 6 different pipelines that we are trying to push students in Fort Wayne Community Schools and the Career Academy. So congratulations, and we wish you the best of luck. Thank you for attending today.